Hello students, how are you? Hope you all are healthy and safe at your home. I am Shweta Jain representing Shiv Jyoti Educational Group Kota. Children, today I am here to teach you chapter number 12, the solar system. So all of you open your books, page number 104 and get ready with sharp pencils to mark internal questions. So children, our chapter is the solar system. Okay. So children, when you look up towards the sky during the daytime, what do you observe? Yes, we see sun shining brightly in the sky. Now, if you look up to the sky during the night time, then what do you observe? Correct. We see moon, stars and other shining objects in the sky. So children, our universe is infinitely big. It has different types of things like it has stars, moons, planets and other heavenly bodies, galaxies and so many other heavenly bodies it have. Okay. So children, when you look up towards the sky during the daytime, what do you observe? Yes, you see sun shining brightly in the sky. Now if you look at the sky during the night time, then what do you observe? Correct, you see stars, moon and other shining objects in the sky. So children, our universe is unimaginably and infinitely big. It has planets, stars, galaxies and so many other heavenly bodies. So children, here sun is also a star and the family of the sun is called as solar system, about which we will study in this chapter. There are 8 planets in the solar system. Now, sun emits light, it shoots out light in all the directions, it shoots out heat and light in all the directions and no living being can live alive without the sunlight. Okay, so sun is very important part of our solar system. It can be considered as the head of the family. So now in this chapter we will learn a lot more about sun and solar system. So children, let's come to your book now. There are 8 planets in the solar system. Each planet revolves around the sun in its own orbit. Planets are heavenly bodies that revolve around the sun. They do not have any light of their own. They reflect the light of the sun. So just now I have told you that there are 8 planets in the solar system and all these planets, they revolve around the sun. They do not have any light of their own. They just reflect the light of the sun. They receive the light from the sun and reflect it back. Okay. So let's do this activity which is given in your book on page 104. Here some pictures are shown and the features are given over here. So let us do it. This is the picture of sun and here it is written also sun. So what is the feature related to sun? All planets revolve around it. Okay. So we will put number 1 over here. Then second picture, it is earth. It is written over here earth. So we live on it. So we will match it with this. So we will write 2 over here. Now this is an instrument which is called as telescope. It is written over here telescope. So children, it is an instrument used to see far off objects. So we will write 3 over here. So in this way you can do this activity. Now we come to the solar system. So children, the sun, 8 planets, their moons and other heavenly objects form the solar system. The 8 planets in the order of increasing distance from the sun are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So children, just now I have told you it is like a family. In a family, there is a head of a family, then children are there, grandchildren are there. So it is just like a family. The solar system is the family of the sun, where sun is the head of the family. Then there are planets, then the planets have their own moons, and besides this other heavenly bodies are also there in the solar system. So, these all comprise of the family of the sun. Okay. So, now all these planets which are present in our solar system, these 8 planets, they are arranged or they are present in increasing order from the distance from the sun. So, let us have a look at them. Okay, so children, have a look at this picture. This is the centralized body is sun. It is a huge ball of gases. Okay. Now, you can see that around sun, these small balls which you can see, these circular objects, these are the planets, and each planet is revolving around it in its own axis. These lines which you can see here, these are representing the axis of each of these planets. Here you can see this is the first planet Mercury, and this is the axis of rotation of Mercury. Then Venus, then it is the axis of rotation of Venus. Similarly Earth, then this is the axis of rotation of Earth. So, in this way all the planets revolve around the sun in their own axis of rotation, in their own orbit. Okay. So, now let us have a let's see these different planets in the increasing order of their distance from the sun. So, children, see, this is our solar system, and these are the 8 planets which are arranged in the increasing order of their distance from the sun. Now, let us see, this is sun. Now, here the first planet which is nearest to the sun is Mercury. Then Venus. Then there is the third planet where we live, it is Earth, then Mars, then there is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and the last one, that is the 8th one, it is Neptune. So, you can see these are the different planets of solar system. Now, children, to learn these names in this order, there is a phrase which you can learn. This phrase is my very efficient mother just served us nuts. Now, see, if we see the initials of all these words like M, V, E, M, J, S, U and N. Now, you can match them with the names of the planets Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. So, in this way you can learn the sequence very easily. So, you can learn this phrase, through this you can learn the sequence very easily. So, now let us come back to your book again. So, children, Pluto was considered as the 9th planet of the solar system until scientists reclassified it as dwarf planet. On August 24, 2006, the International Astronomical Union redefined planet. Pluto did not fit into the definition and is now considered as a dwarf planet. The other dwarf planets are Ceres and Eris, etc. Dwarf planets also revolve around the sun in their fixed orbit. So, children, Pluto was previously considered as the 9th planet. Previously there were 9 planets in our solar system, but on August 24, 2006, This International Astronomical Union, they have given a new definition of planets, and the features of the Pluto planet was not fit for that definition. So, it was removed from the list of the planets and then it was considered as a dwarf planet. Some other dwarf planets are also there, which are Ceres and Aries. Now, these dwarf planets, they also revolve around the sun in their own orbits. Okay, children. Now, we will discuss each of these members of solar system individually. So, let us start with sun. The sun is a hot ball of glowing gases that gives us heat and light. It is the center of our solar system. It is the star nearest to the earth. So, children, sun is the star. It is a huge ball of hot gases, okay, and it emits heat and light in all the directions. All the planets and other heavenly bodies like moons of the planets, they take the light from the sun and reflects it, okay. So, now let us mark one internal question. So, get ready with your pencils. So, children, it is on page number 105. Write the internal question over here above this, this paragraph of sun. Write question number 1. Name the star nearest to the earth. Okay. Just now we have studied that sun is a star and it is nearest to the earth. So, answer to this question is sun. So, you underline the word sun. This is a one word answer, children. So, you have to write sun in the answer. So, underline sun over here. Okay. Now, we move to our next planet, that is Mercury. It is the planet closest to the sun. It is the smallest planet in the solar system. We have just now seen the different planets. This Mercury lies just next to the sun. So, it is closest to the sun. Now, we come to the third planet. It is Venus. It is the hottest planet in the solar system. We can see it in the night sky. It looks like a bright star in the early morning or evening. It is also called as the morning star or evening star. Now, children, if you look at sky early in the morning towards the east direction, you will see a star over there. That star is not basically a star, it is a planet Venus, and we call it as morning star or evening star. Okay. Now, why we are calling it as so? Because it is the brightest planet and the hottest planet. It reflects almost 70% of the sunlight. So, it shines brightly. So, during the evening hours and during the morning hours, this planet, it appears first of all and it disappears at the last. Okay. So, it we can see it during evening hours and during morning hours. So, we call it as evening star or morning star. Now, next is Earth. It is the planet where we live. So, it is the only planet where life exists. It is also called the blue planet since 70% of its surface is covered with water. So, children, Earth is called as blue planet, and why we call it so? Because the 70% of the Earth is covered with water. So, see children, this is the small model of a earth, we call it as globe. You can see that maximum part of this globe or the model of earth is blue. Now, why it is blue? Because this blue is representing water. So, 70% of the earth's surface is surrounded by water. That is why we call it as blue planet. Now we come to next, that is Mars. It is called the red planet because of its reddish brown appearance due to red rusty dust. Now on planet Mars there is presence of red colored rusty dust due to which it appears red in color. Now we move to the next planet after Mars, planet Jupiter. So children, it is the largest and fastest spinning planet in the solar system. 3 thin rings of dust encircle Jupiter. Now again there is an internal question, so write it down. Hold your pencils and write question number 2 just above the Jupiter and write, name the largest and fastest spinning planet. Name the largest and fastest spinning planet? So, answer to this question is Jupiter. So, you underline the word Jupiter as it is the largest and fastest spinning planet in the solar system. Now, children, this Jupiter is so large, it is around 11 times wider than the Earth, and all the planets can come into it. It is so big. Okay. Now we come to next, that is Saturn. It is surrounded by several shining rings around the middle. Its rings are made up of ice, rocks and dust. Then there is Uranus. It is the first planet discovered by using a telescope. It is the only planet that spins on its side. Now children, just now I have told you in the beginning of the chapter that there is an instrument through which we can see far off objects. So, this was the planet which was discovered by using a telescope. Okay. Then we come to last planet of our solar system, which is Neptune. Neptune is the farthest planet from the sun. It looks blue in color. Cold wind blows very fast on the Neptune. Now here it is the farthest planet from the sun, but now see children, it also looks blue in color, and our earth is also blue in color, but the reason is not the same. The gases which are present at Neptune, they reflect back blue light, that is why it appears blue in color. Okay. Now Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars are 4 inner planets, and these 4 inner planets are made up of rocks, and Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune are 4 outer planets, and these outer planets are made up of gases. Okay. All the outer planets have rings. Now we come to the next topic, that is satellites. Okay. The objects that revolve around the planets are called satellites. Moon is the natural satellite of the Earth. It has no light of its own. It shines because it reflects the light of the sun. It also does not have any atmosphere. All planets have natural satellites or moons that revolve around them except Mercury and Venus. Now children, as I have told you that there are so many other heavenly bodies. So one of them is satellite. Satellite are the objects that revolve around the planets. Okay, we know that planets revolve around the sun. Then there are satellites which revolve around the planets. Okay, and all the planets have their own satellites. Moon is the natural satellite of the Earth. Okay, now moon do not have its own light. It takes the light from the sun and reflects it back. Okay, so it shines just because it reflects the light of the sun. Now it also does not have any atmosphere, and all other planets also have their natural satellites, but there are 2 planets which do not have moon. These are Mercury and Venus. So children, I will just show you these the moon and how it revolves around the planet. Before that, first we write one internal question. So mark your internal question. So question is, you have to write this above this paragraph of satellite. Question number 3, name the natural satellite of the Earth. Question is, name the natural satellite of the Earth. So the answer to this question is moon. As we have read here, moon is the natural satellite of the Earth, and again this is a one word answer, so you underline moon over here. This is the answer to this question. Now I show you the moon. So children, when you look up at night sky, you can see moon easily over there shining brightly. Now this moon, it takes light from the sun. You can see over here, sunlight is taken by moon and it reflects back the sunlight, and when we are on earth and we look at moon, we see it shining in the sky. Okay? So children, now I will show you how it revolves around a planet. So see children, this is the moon, and see how it revolves around the planet. This is earth and this is moon revolving in its orbit around the earth, and at the same time earth is also revolving. Now children, we come to star. We see a number of stars in the night sky. We are not able to see stars in the daytime due to the bright light of the sun. Stars are huge balls of gases which give out their own heat and light. They appear tiny because they are very far away from the earth. Stars appear to twinkle. A group of stars forming a pattern in the sky is called a constellation. Some of the constellations are Ursa Major, Ursa Minor and Orion. So children, here stars are other heavenly bodies which are present in the sky. Now we cannot see these stars during the daytime, still they are present in the night sky, but it's like a hide and seek. They are playing hide and seek along with the sun. When sun shines brightly, then their shine gets dim, so we cannot see them, okay. And when sun sets, we can see, we can observe stars very easily in the sky. Now these stars are scattered in the sky, but still they form some particular patterns in the sky, and these patterns are called as constellations. So now let me show you some of the constellations. So see children, these are some of the stars in the night sky, and these are arranged in some patterns, and these patterns are the constellations. Like this is Ursa Major, this is Scorpio, this is Orion, and this is Leo. So now we will discuss about our planet Earth. So children, the Earth is a beautiful planet, but it did not always look like this. Scientists believe that the Earth was born as a huge ball of hot and burning gases, but it kept on spinning. As it spun, its outer surface became cool and hard. And the outer surface of the Earth is hard, but its interior is hot and molten. Okay. So Earth is made up of 3 layers. The outermost layer is crust. The innermost layer is core, and between crust and core there is a middle layer which is called as mantle. Now children, the core has extremely high temperature and it is under great pressure. So sometimes what happens at some places, hot boiling liquids and gases come out of the Earth's surface in form of a volcano. Okay? So this is all about Earth. Now I show you the different layers of the Earth, children. So see children, these are the different layers of Earth. You can see this outer one is the crust, and the middle one is mantle, and the inner one is core. Here this is the inner core which consists of hot molten liquids over here, and then this is the outer core. You can see here also Earth is spherical in shape. So when we open it, this innermost part is the core, then mantle, and then this outer rocky part is crust. Okay. So now we will move to the movements of the Earth. So let us come to your book again. The Earth shows 2 types of movements, rotation and revolution. The Earth rotates on its own axis from west to east. Axis is an imaginary line running from North Pole to the South Pole. The Earth's axis is tilted at an angle of 23.5 degrees. The rotation of the Earth causes day and night. When the Earth rotates on its axis, one half of it faces the sun and the other half is away from the sun. The part that faces the sun has day and the other half has night, and the Earth takes about 24 hours to rotate once, causing day and night. So let us see children how day and nights are caused. So children, this is the model of the Earth which we call as globe. Now I will show you what is axis over here. We have just read that axis is an imaginary line that runs from North Pole to the South Pole. So you can see it is the imaginary line that is running from this North Pole to the South Pole. You can see this. So this is the axis of rotation of Earth. Now this axis is slightly tilted. If we see it like this, it is making an angle over here. So this angle is 23.5 degree angle. So it is tilted at 23.5 degree angle. Now we see how day and nights are caused. Okay. Now see children, this part is South America, and at the back side of it you can see here there is India. Okay. So we will see the day and night over here. So now when sunlight falls on South America, at that time it receives light. So day is here in South America, and in the just opposite side, that is in India, there is night. So let us have a look at this. Now children, sun is the source of light over here. So when sunlight falls on this area, you can see this complete area of South America and nearby places, you can see it is illuminated by sunlight. It is receiving sunlight. So here day is caused, and just at the back side of it, like over here where India is there, so there is night at that time. Now see children, when the source of light is on opposite side, okay. Now here India is illuminated this time. So here in India there is day, and over here in South America it is night. So in this way day and night occurs, okay. Now revolution. So another type of movement is revolution. The earth goes around the sun in its own orbit. This is called revolution. It takes 365 1/4 days to complete one revolution. This duration is called a solar year. The revolution of the earth around the sun causes seasons. There would be no seasons if the earth was not tilted on its axis. Okay? Another imaginary line called the equator divides the earth into two equal halves. These are northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. When the earth revolves around the sun, the tilt causes the sun rays to fall directly on the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere depending upon the position of the earth. The half that receives more sunlight has summer season and the other half has winter season. For example, when it is summer in India, that is northern hemisphere, Australia has winter, which is southern hemisphere. After 6 months, the position of earth changes. Now the position of the earth does not change suddenly, it changes gradually, and that is why we have autumn season between summer and winter and spring season between winter and summer. It is neither too hot nor too cold in autumn and spring seasons. In India, we have one more season called monsoon. It rains for most of the time during this season. You can see the diagram over here. Children, the upper half part of the earth is called as northern hemisphere and lower half part is called as southern hemisphere. So, depending upon the position of the earth, the part which receives more sunlight, there summer is there, and the part which is receiving less sunlight, winters are there. Okay. So, let us see how these seasons takes place on the earth. Now see children, this is the model of the earth. Now here the imaginary line which is dividing the earth in two equal halves, this is called as equator, and the part above the equator is called as northern hemisphere and the part below the equator is called as southern hemisphere. Now let us see how seasons occur. Now this is the source of light, that is sun, and we know that earth revolves around the sun in its own orbit. So this is the orbit of earth where it revolves. Now we see that this time when most of the sunlight is falling on this part, that is the southern hemisphere. So during this part the southern hemisphere receives summer season and the northern hemisphere here has winter season. Okay. Now when after 6 months earth changes its position, it becomes like this. Okay children. Now here we can see this is the part northern hemisphere. Now it is receiving summer season, and here in the southern hemisphere winter season is there. Okay children. Now okay, one more thing is there, that earth do not changes its position suddenly. Then how it changes its position? Because it rotates like this. Okay. So when it rotates gradually, it changes its positions gradually. So when it comes over here, now at this time this part is receiving sunlight in slanting way, radiations are coming in slanting way, and at this position also radiations are coming in slanting way. So these two positions represents the autumn and the spring season. Okay children. Just after summer season there is autumn and then winters, and just after winters there is spring and then again there is summer. So, this one complete round is completed in 365 1/4 days, and this is called as solar year. So, this was all about the explanation part of this chapter. I hope you all have understood it well. You might have understood the things well, like solar system, planets, how earth revolves, how it rotates. I hope you all have enjoyed this class. So, children, let us meet again in the next part of this chapter. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.